everybody. Bro here, and welcome to the Bro Roadshow Ice Edition. You see, I'm actually dressing for the part. I got my fish monkey, really cool. This is a woolly hat. The woolies and the knitted hats are amazing. They're absolutely super warm, and they're wool. So, and American made. So, look for Fish Monkey to get these cool gloves, hats, and socks. Make sure you check them out. I'm wearing them, so it's a real good deal. But uh, did you get your buck? Did you knock down a big one there in Wisconsin? Are you making jerky out of it? I hope you did. Minnesota, there was some really nice big deer shot here, and quite a few didn't shoot any. The deer were resting during my season. A lot of little ones. They just pushed a little spike out there. Go see what's going on and see if it comes back. I want to thank Chesterburg Toyota for being an on-air sponsor. Chesterburg Toyota, right there in Bemidji, has Toyota trucks. They have new, used. They have a big showroom, and they also have a huge area to do all kinds of auto body work, and they can change your oil. Stop by, say hi to Brian and the gang. If you're looking for a car or need some repairs, they got everything. Really cool place, really nice people. They'll give you a deal. Tell them Bro sent you. Stop by and say hi to Brian. And if you're heading up any way this direction, stop at Timberline Sports in Black Duck. They're an on-air sponsor, and talk to Carl and the gang there. They'll hook you up. What can you get there? You can get a Razor auger at Timberline Sports. They carry Razor. They got Fish Monkey. They have pizza. You can buy a gun. You can buy bullets. You can get bait. I mean, you can get gas. You can get propane. Am I missing anything? The walls are stacked with details. Northland Tackle. They have a huge yellow section of ice fishing tackle that might not be anywhere else. Stop at Timberline Sports. Say hi to Carl. Get some sage advice on where to go on the ice and what's happening in the area. I want to bring on, without any further ado, because our show's really jam-packed right now, I want to bring on Nick Cox, president of Razor Augers. He's got an announcement to make. Hey, Nick, come on aboard. Welcome to the Bro Roadshow. I'm enjoying this weather. I shot a little tease video out there today, and it's brisk. I love it. This is great. Been waiting for winter to come for like a month and a half, just waiting. And I love open water, but it's just the change of the season, walking on water. What do you say, Nick?
Yeah, I was one of the few that didn't shoot a deer, but I definitely put in, about 9 days out of our 3-week season here in Minnesota. So I'm finally, now that we got some snow on the ground, I heard the plow this morning coming by my house. I'm in ice mode. I'm ready to go.
I absolutely agree with you. And I didn't get one either. Not that I didn't have 16 chances. It doesn't count as another chance if it's the same spike walking by you 16 times. But anyway, it's fun seeing wild animals right next to you, and they smell and they look up at you. Maybe I shouldn't be eating a hot dog in the deer stand. I don't know, but it was a lot of fun.
A hot dog from Timberline. You didn't mention you could get those there. You definitely can.
Once in a while, hey, is anybody ever eating a pizza in the deer stand? Do they care? I mean, I don't know if they even care, do they? Sure. But anyway, so ice, I tell you what, we've had heavy winds up here, and this thing is rolling through the Dakotas, Wisconsin, so it's heading your way, Wisconsin. Get ready. We just got hit hard, really hard winds, blew everything open, which is good. It was getting kind of messy, and I want it to freeze perfect. So tomorrow, 25-mile-an-hour winds, and then it gets hyper cold. So it is, I'm telling you, it doesn't take long to make the first 4 inches. It takes a little bit longer for it to get the vehicle travel because ice actually is kind of an insulator itself. But we're going to Razor holes through ice. But where can people come and see you? Where's Razor going to be? What shows and what dates?
Yeah, we're not too far off. We got Thanksgiving tomorrow. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. I hope you have a wonderful day with your friends and family. And then the following weekend, we're kicking off with the St. Paul Ice Show. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. In downtown St. Paul. Always a good time. Lots of people out there to talk and get some good deals, talk angling with pretty much, it doesn't matter what you're looking to do. Whether you're spearing, panfish, walleye, they got companies covering everything there. So, and then We'll be at the Wisconsin Ice Fishing Expo the following week after St. Paul. That's the 12th through 14th. That's in Oshkosh, Wisconsin at the EAA grounds. Really nice venue there, and just shoulder to shoulder traffic the last couple of years since they started that back up, and it's been real nice to go out there.
That sounds like a blast over there. I mean, it's relatively new. Last year, it was kind of its inception, and it's proving it's worth. I really wish I could go. Maybe somehow I could catch a jet there somehow or a helicopter. But it's one of my favorite places to visit. I know so many people there, and I got a lot of clients there. But before we go any farther, one of the things. What are you going to have at the booth? Real quick, a list. You're going to have the synthetic ultra and a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, so you can come by the Razor Ice Auger booths. We don't sell the augers out of our booths at the shows. You can buy them through any of the retailers. Nearly every retailer that carries ice augers will have Razor in their own booths. But we will have our ultras on display. We'll have our synthetic lights. We'll have our Scout models. We can answer questions about the variety of blade types and styles that we offer, different accessories. If you've got questions, if you don't have a drill yet and you want to figure out the perfect drill, we can answer all those questions as well. And even if you're looking to take advantage of some of these Black Friday deals that are going to come up here and Cyber Monday, shoot us an email, get in touch with us on Facebook, Razor Ice Augers, and we can help you narrow down your search before it's too late and the deals go away.
Absolutely. And the sales are on. Also, St. Croix Factory, go to the website. Their sale is going on through December 14th. So now through. And so they have really great deals in the factory store. Go check it out. So much stuff from rods, reels, clothing. And then Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale at Northland Tackle online. Go gift 20. Put gift, GIFT 20 to redeem your deals on that one. That's a short sale. Get on it. 20% off. Gift 20 at Northland Tackle.
Nice. Yeah. And we are doing, we don't compete against our dealers or anything, but we are doing a free shipping deal over the weekend through Saturday. So if you pick up anything, blades, accessories like that from razoriceaugers.com, you can use the code SHIPME and it'll take away that nasty shipping charge that we hate to pass along. But, that's just the reality of today.
You remember that commercial where they had the shipping? I can't remember who did it, but I shipped my bed. And I shipped my chair. And stuff
you shipped the bed.
I shipped my bed, and I thought they said something else. I
do remember that. That was 10 plus years ago. Good memory.
Yeah, I can remember stuff like that, but I can't remember what time I had to be back home.
Well, but I hope you remember this. We are doing a giveaway tonight, Razor Augers. We're going to give away an 8-inch Scout. So after you get done through the show, Bro and team will go ahead and select a winner and forward me your address, and I'll get that shipped out to you probably Monday or Tuesday of next week. So good luck, awesome. Everybody get a chance to win that.
Like and share and ask questions, comment, and you have a chance to win the best auger on the ice. You don't drill with that auger, you razor holes. And not only that, Northland Tackle, Jace Peterson, Charlie Peterson put together a Bro Ice kit. And here it is right here. And those guys, I thank them for doing this. They're going to send out tungsten. Look at all the cool stuff there. Twitching puppets. Those are so popular. They're hard to keep in stock. Twitching puppets definitely catch fish. And look at all the different spoons, all the different things from slim spoon to buckshot and all tungsten. And you'll see there's also the mud bug, everything from panfish, perch, walleyes. You better get a tackle box. And that hat is styling. So that's at the end of the show, and I don't pick. We have an AI that's a real person that's going to pick. Brooke is going to pick that, so make sure to like and share, and you're going to be getting a lot of stuff on your doorstep. So, nice. Okay. Now, Nick, as far as drilling, let's go by the weight again. What were the weights on the augers? People love that stuff.
Yeah, for our lightweight synthetic ultra 8-inch, which is this unit right here I've got in my hand. This auger, depending on what drill and battery you're using, is just shy of 6 pounds. We've got our 6-inch lights, which is a smaller hole size than an 8-inch, obviously, but a little less material. It's our adjustable collapsible auger. that 6-inch comes in as low as 4 pounds. So it's nothing to carry these things across the ice. Like you say, it takes more effort to walk across the ice than it does to drill a hole. Did I get that right?
Yes. Well, and early ice is just like a big cement parking lot. You just walk. I mean, there's people who walk across an entire parking lot to go in and find out all the turkeys are sold out. Well, when you're on the ice, you're walking out there and you have the whole lake to yourself. Well, sometimes not, but it's so much fun. There is this big, magnificent race going on. Everybody wants to be out there, but we need safe ice. Remember to watch all safety recommendations by the DNR, 4 inches of safe ice, all the safety kit that you need. I'm giving you a clue here with ways to claw your way out, but it's not about doom and gloom. If you're safe, if you have the stuff, nothing's going to happen. But if you do, you might save someone else. So anyway, you can find a wealth online over ice safety. But right now, we're talking about what's happening right now. And I want to thank Nick for coming on. I appreciate it. Everybody support Razor Augers. You go to the shows, you're going to see more orange boxes leaving that show than anyone else. Razors are super sharp. Thanks for coming on, Nick, and good luck
Appreciate
at
it.
those
Thank you.
shows.
Thank
On deck next, Brad Kolstead. Who is he? He is the guy that makes our lives easier. He invented a bunch of shuttles that you could take your electronics off the boat and you could hook up on this thing, and it's simply amazing. So he has fish armor, and he is going to be at shows, and he's got stuff at the dealers. Make sure to check this stuff out. Rotomolded, made in the USA. Brad Kolstead, come on aboard.
Hey, bro. Good evening. Appreciate
Hey,
you.
Brad, good to have you, man.
Glad to be here. Glad no deer from this guy. I'll tell you, we had a tough hunt this year. You know where we're at too. So
Yeah,
I think it's about, what do they say, 1 deer per square 3 miles or something crazy like that.
it's the lure of the wilderness and the legends up there, and I've been up there, and no game at all is still worth going.
It is. You get to hang out with the family and sit in the old cabin and kind of reminisce and telling old stories for sure.
That's fantastic. And so, Brad, you've come up with solutions so someone could take their Humminbird Explorer or their Helix or whatever brand they got, and you have a way of getting them out on the ice with a shuttle. And there's been a lot. I've used a lot of shuttles, and they seem a little bit kind of, you know, not really up to speed. But you have these super dynamic shuttles. Could you show people
Yeah.
what you have?
Yeah, we can. Just to kind of kick it off, we started out on a mission. There's so many things that are missing in that sonar portability arena that we really worked hard to solution for. In fact, we even get to surprise you tonight with our latest shuttle that was only released today. So it literally just
Oh,
went live on the website. It ships out to the dealers on Monday. It's available now for order. But that being said, let's why don't we, bro, get into taking a peek at our shuttles. And the way I'm going to do this, as I talked about, portability and protection are key, right? So I'm going to start at the highest level of protection, the shuttle that we have, which is called the Pro Extreme. Let's take a peek at it. So this is the Pro Extreme. And this model is a fully enclosed system, all rotomolded. I saw a thread in fact, just before the show, somebody took a picture off our website and said, hey, what do you guys think of this? And of course, we had glowing reviews from previous customers and so on. But if you guys mentioned, oh, it's plastic, that's not going to work in the winter. Well, rotomolded is no different than an otter sled, right? Or any sled, a clam sled that we might use. It's polyethylene. It is the toughest stuff when it comes to cold conditions. It's unbreakable. And it's not aluminum, so you don't scratch things up, your truck, your countertop, or anything else for that matter. So this is the Pro Extreme model. This is developed with an aluminum lid that closes with this latch. And on the inside, when I open the lid, right, here is a flush mount opening that I can put my screen and mount it in here. Most all screens are flush mountable. The website will tell you if it is or isn't. And if it's not, simple solution, we just cut out the whole opening, throw a shelf in it for you. You put your unit on a gimbal bracket. Super popular for the Humminbird guys with the new Explorers that want the full protection. We just put a shelf in it, mount it on its gimbal bracket. Explorers, you can't flush mount, not a big deal. We solution for that with the shelf. So if we close this, get it out of the way. By the way, Here's your sun shield. So when you're out on those really
Nice.
winter days, you can set that lid at any height you want. These are adjustable friction hinges, so you can put the lid wherever you want. If we push it up here, take a look at what this comes with, all pre-wired. This thing is plug and play. So if you've got that brand new Explorer unit, really all you're doing is clipping them onto the switches, follow the instructions. It's really easy.
I love that clip thing. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know it had it when
Yeah.
I got it last year, and I got home and I looked and there's little clips in there. You just clip them in. There's
How
no,
long?
you don't need anything.
I mean, literally, how long did it take you to rig it, bro?
Minutes, like
Yeah.
just a few minutes. I just plugged it all in and I was done.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest challenges, right? It's the fear of these things when you look at all the wires and the cables, and guys, it really isn't that hard to throw these together yourself. And for that matter, if you don't want to, a lot of our dealers do carry full bundles that they'll sell you as well for all the different units available.
That's fantastic. We're getting questions already. I love it, and thanks for everybody asking. What models will that fit? Like a Helix 12, or how many different sizes?
So let's start with the birds. So Helix 12, no, will not fit in here. Explorer 12, no, will not fit here. So the new Explorer 9 and 10 will fit within the Pro Extreme, but not the 12s. The other manufacturers, let's talk about Garmin. Garmin's all will flush mount the 9 and 10 inch, as well as the GPS Map 8612. This is built around that screen to flush mount in here. And Lowrance will also flush mount up to the 10-inch screen. So 12-inch screens other than the Garmin will not fit in this shuttle, but we've got other options to talk
Oh
about.
yeah, and then so what size battery can they fit in there, and then what's the weight?
So surprisingly, this shuttle, when rigged, weighs almost identical to the Pro Light model that I'm going to show you next, which is somewhat surprising, but you get to ditch a lot of the weight with gimbal brackets, and especially if they're steel. So the raw weight of the shuttle as it sits is 6.8 pounds.
Wow, that's great.
So it's lightweight, a lot lighter weight than our old aluminum ones that we used to build. Super comfortable. You know, you got the nice roto molded handle up here, so it's easy to carry. If we flip it around on the backside, so for those systems that have computers that go with them, that would mount to this aluminum plate. This plate is screwed in with 6 brass inserts. You remove it, attach your computer, that goes on the inside. And on this shuttle, we can even run a backpack system. So we have pins that go into each corner. So you can run a full backpack. I'll tell you, I've used mine a ton for doing some really remote trips. Super comfortable backpack.
Great ideas.
Yeah, so pretty awesome. So that's the Pro Extreme right there. Comes with all the switches, USB, USB-C, comes with the SAE charge port. Plug it in, you're ready to go. By the way, this is by far our most popular seller in the Fish Armor lineup. Just so
Wow, that's fantastic, and everything you have is protected, and that's
right?
key, especially when you're dealing with ice and chance of something falling and rolling. Your screen's
Right.
protected.
You got it. A little short story to tell you. I had a buddy riding on the back of my snow machine last year, and his only job was to hold on to my shuttle. You'd think I owned the company, I would have my docking plate set up, and I was so busy, I didn't have time to do it. But he forgot to put his arm around it twice, and the whole system rolled right out the back of the machine. There wasn't even a scratch in it. I
Oh,
was
that's
even free.
amazing.
Wasn't worried a bit. You latch that lid, the screen's protected, everything's tightly bound in there. It was kind of a neat little story.
And then someone was asking, is there a place for a down rod or a live scope pull, or
Yeah,
basically any
yeah. In
down
fact,
rod?
let's show you how that would work. I'll pull up a different Pro Extreme. Here's a black one. That's a really good question. So this guy, I better set it up here so you can see it. This guy is actually is set up. So this has a 12-inch screen in it already. So we'll
Wow.
close that up. If we look on the side right here, this is an optional transducer box. This is foam lined. So I drop my pole in here vertically, and right up here are the notches to hold the pole. I bungee that, I walk away, I'm all set. For those that
Sweet.
don't want the vertical option, I can also mount it across the top horizontally. We have another pole holder that will do that. A lot of guys do both. So you have both options. If you get in a tight situation where your pole's sticking up, you can throw it right up on top.
Perfect. Perfect. And we had a question about price, but maybe we'll go through all of them and then talk
Sure,
about the price.
we can do that. So let's go down to the next level of protection. So this is what we call the Pro Light model. This is for the guy looking for a bit smaller footprint, right? Perhaps they don't want that shuttle, especially think about this, right? We talked about portability. We talk about bringing this system from ice to water. And believe it or not, we're selling a ton of these down in the southern market that don't get ice. And they're buying them because they want portability. They want to bring it from their buddy's boat to their boat. Maybe they even have multiple boats. They got the river boat, they've got the ocean boat. And a lot of guys are starting to figure out from us ice guys up here,
Yeah.
portability is pretty cool. We need to be doing that. So
And that locks into the boat. I've been telling people there's locking mechanisms for all of these.
Yeah, we'll show that here in just a little bit once we get through this shuttle. So very similar switch setup. In fact, it's identical. It comes with the 4 switches, the USB, USB-C, and an SAE charge port. And what this guy does from a protection perspective, on the back of it, if you can see, this is concave. So for those of you that have computer systems that have to mount, this hides within the back of it. So initially, when you look at it from the side, it seems larger than other shuttles that you may have seen. But remember, by the time you put a black box on the back of these, they're the same size. So we offer that protection. We've heard a lot of horror stories of guys kicking plugs off. A lot of them at the shows. I mean, man, oh man, they would say, "I'm buying that because I already broke a plug. It cost me $1,200 to replace the transducer."
Oh
right?
man!
And bro, I know this is the one that you ran all last season.
Yeah, I have a box that fits right in there because I don't have to have any extra black box with my hummingbirds. But I got it right here. And one of the genius things I've seen with this is I like it because I have the lights. As I'm walking, you're carrying it to the side, and your lights always lighting the way in the dark when you're walking off the lake. And so you can look at your screen, and you got a high beam light getting you off the lake. But really cool. Mine's a storage because I don't need a black box, and just love the switches to turn it off and to add lights or to plug in a phone or whatever you're going to plug in. Cameras sometimes, GoPro, but telephone or your iPhones. But just genius. I love it.
Well, we appreciate that. I'll take that as an awesome compliment, bro. Thanks. Yeah, they're, these are, think about it. They're really a power box, right? I mean, it's not just one dimensional. It's about put lights on it. And my personal unit that I run, I have glow cups, I have lights, I have rod holders that I've put on mine that are really handy. We know these things get a little heavy. Throw your rods in there. I got everything I need right there. I pick it up, throw the shoulder strap over my shoulder, off I go. So yeah, it's an advantage with us hummingbird guys, though, is we are a lot lighter weight, aren't we?
Yeah, it's simple, and there's really nothing extra. You've got your screen, you plug it in,
Right.
and then you plug your Mega Live 2 through the pole in, and then there's a power for the Mega Live 2. So it's just said it's simple, it's clean, and super bright and light. So I really love it. And but this stuff is really great, and you got different colors. How many different colors do you have?
So the this version and the one I showed, the Pro Extreme, are available in 4 colors currently. We've got black, blue, gray, and yellow. We will discontinue the yellow, so buy some yellow so we don't have to carry those anymore. That was kind of a bad color choice, but yours that's a black one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's black, and at least if you got a yellow one, you don't have to worry about someone taking it because there's only so many, right?
Bro, can I ask you a favor? Do you want to show them the back of that again for me? So Bro on his that's an accessory that is available. He's got that protective back plate. So for a hummingbird user that likes this shuttle design and wants that extra storage, that's why he's running that. For those that have computers, that protects the computer even more. It's not necessary, but it's a nice to have, certainly, the back panel that goes onto the ProLite model.
And you can see where the pole goes right on the back here.
Yep, that's the pole holder, right?
Right here, yep. And I have that in there all the time on the ice, running on the ice, and it's really convenient. And this thing's taken a few tumbles, and it survives extremely well. That's the whole thing. But there's a new exclusive thing you're showing tonight for the first time to the ice world. I'm excited to see this.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So this is literally just released today. And this is our new ultralight. So much smaller profile. It's an 1.5 inches narrower. It's 3 inches less deep than the other one. And there's your back panel. So let's kind of get into this one. I don't want to say it's designed specifically around us Humminbird users, but let's face it, we don't have a computer. So let's get as small and light as we can, right? So if you're an Explorer user, this is a must have. This one weighs in at 4.3 pounds.
Wow.
It's we think if you're running an Explorer 9 and run the lightest weight battery that you possibly can, maybe an Amped Outdoors 19 amp hour, the NMC, I'm going to say you're going to be right around that 15-pound range, maybe a little bit less. And
Wow,
you know what?
incredible.
Get down to the Ice Helix weight, and very carryable. Whereas other units, typically 25 plus, you can get to pretty quickly.
Oh,
So
that's great for a guide. I tell you, when you're running around, it all adds up.
right, but don't discount this, right? It's lightweight, it's small, it's rotomolded, it's mega tough. And for those that do have computers, the way this is set up, this back panel is where you're going to bolt your computer onto. So it's a really tight, nice fitting shuttle. We look at it from the side, we've lengthened the handle. This was by design and request from some engineers from some companies we happen to know. And they wanted a better balance point. They wanted an open air shuttle that when you grab it and lift it, it doesn't tilt, because that makes it really uncomfortable to carry. So we lengthened the handle, gives you better cord management, and it gets the center of gravity into the center of the shuttle itself so that it carries nice and level.
That's fantastic. I like how the everything is managed around the shuttle. You've thought
Yeah.
about every little detail because you love ice fishing yourself, and so that's where that stuff comes from. Your desire to have better stuff on the ice.
You got it. You got it. That's what we get to do as ice fishermen, right? We sit and
Yeah.
think fish aren't biting and come up with ideas.
Stare
So
down a hole all day.
right. So this shuttle, just like all of them, comes with the exact same switch panel. You got your charge port, you got the SAE or the USB, USB-C, and the 4 pre-wired switches. You can put lights on this one just like you can all of them. So let's talk, bro. I know you did some really cool shots, and we talked a lot about how much fun you had using our stuff on your boat this year, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was fantastic. I used the pro pole on the boat, and there's a bracket. I had that thing going. It went 7 a couple times, but I had a lot of times it was going 4 or 5 miles an hour. Everything else I've ever owned, it snaps, or folds up, or something
Fine.
pops up and breaks, and
Yeah.
3D printed stuff. This thing is pretty much indestructible, and you could take it from your boat and take it on the ice. That's what I like. I have one right here. So I've got the Mega Live 2 on there. Really cool uh, ice spikes there to hold it over the hole. And early ice, you don't have to extend it, but this will go from this short pole to 60 inches. And it turns super smooth. So I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So we'll finish up here on the ultralight and show some of the portability that we can bring from, quite frankly, a lot of this stuff we can use in the winter as well, whether we're mounting on our ATV or snow machine, snow bear, whatever it is that you might have. I missed one thing I wanted to show about the newly released shuttle. And if you guys can see that, rotomolded right into the handle is your pole holder. So no longer
That's
do you
great.
need to buy our accessory for the pole. It is slick, really nice.
That's turnkey. You don't the assembly is so easy. I
Yeah.
think this will be fantastic, and not just for ice, for people in the deep south when they're hopping boat to boat with buddies, or even tournament anglers, co-anglers. You're starting to see your stuff everywhere.
Right. So if we look at the bottom of this shuttle, we can see here our roto molded into the shuttle are cleats. All of our shuttles have this exact same cleat system. So I've been leaning up against this for the whole time I've been talking. This is one of our docking plates. Let me show you one that isn't mounted. You'll be able to see it a little easier. So this is 1/4 inch thick aluminum plate. It's absolutely bulletproof, right? So I simply slide this into a track system, and just think about where you could put that track. It doesn't have to be on a boat, on the gunnel. Again, it could be on your ATV, it could be on your side by side, it could be on your snow machine, where I simply dock this, and when I dock it into the system, it is solid. I don't have to worry about my very expensive gear flopping around and doing things. So that's the docking plate. You can get two different swivel systems for the bottom of it, either the Larmac 360. This one happens to be the Trax Tech lift and turn. They're all universal and bolt right onto the plate. So let's show you how that works and how simple it is. So here's the shuttle, the brand new one. And here's one on a swivel. All I do is I put this on the plate, I push it on. Sometimes, oh, had the bungee in the way. Boom, it's on. I lock it with the bungee. That's going
That's solid.
We feel it's literally the most durable docking system on the planet. We were running these on Erie last year. We purposefully put them up in the bow of the boat, running a 21-foot Ranger, trying to beat it off the boat, and we couldn't. 25 pounds sitting up there, it didn't matter. It was just that tough.
That's incredible. I would say for people on four-wheelers, side-by-sides, and snowmobiles, snow machines, depending on where you're from, it's just something to have. If you get rough ice, we're going to get heavy winds, and it turns snow into waves on the lake. So I think those are incredible ideas. And take it from your big boat to your John boat to your four-wheeler, side-by-side, maybe even a truck. If you're in a truck all winter, wherever you want to be, tubing.
There's another aspect, especially for open water, that we've really discovered, and quite frankly, it's been shared by a lot of our own customers. Us real serious guys, we get up front, we've got our stuff permanently mounted, and I've got to run it this way, and it's a real single sport, right? I'm sitting in front of my screen, and my buddy comes up because he wants to be in on the action, and he's peeking over my shoulder and trying to cast beside me. Well, think about your co-angler, right? What better way to take your ice unit, mount it in the back of your boat with a pole, and we're seeing a lot of that, where people are doubling up and really giving that co-angler the forward-facing sonar experience as well. And quite frankly, I did it as well this summer, and it was much more enjoyable for everybody instead of either taking turns or whatever. They get to do their own thing.
And I think it's going to be great for clients. I want to have one so that my clients can get used to using it. And there's a lot of guides looking into that right now as we speak. And I have some good friends that are going to check it out. They want to know, the questions are piling up, but there's three really important ones. How much? Where can they purchase it? And where can they learn more about before buying?
Awesome. So let's get into price. The Pro Extreme, that's this guy, the big one. You can flush mount or use the shelf mount. That is $359.95. The Pro Light and the brand new one I just showed you are the same price, $219.95. Now keep in mind, on the older Pro Light, you do have to add a pole holder, where you don't have to do that on the new one. So the new one's really $40 cheaper. Wow. And that's one of the least expensive shuttles available. And honestly, we're pretty proud of the fact that we kept everything made here in the U.S.
Fantastic.
99% of what we sell is made in Minnesota. We do have a partnership with Trax Tech Corporation. They're a big company that makes boat track and rod holders and all kinds of cool stuff, even downriggers. And they agreed to partner up with us to help make some of our equipment that we're going to get into next year, primarily on the poles.
Well, this stuff is just super engineered, and I didn't really know what that was going to be as a cost. That is super affordable. It's like the cheapest thing you'd have with you on the ice, the way things are how much everything costs. But Brad Kolstad, he's with Fish Armor, and he's going to be at the St. Paul Ice Show. He's got videos on his website, so you can watch. It'll educate you on everything. And of course, I'll have testimonials when we get together this winter to show on that. And there's some stuff out there that's going to be Bill Linder shot some stuff, and Nick shot some stuff. So we're going to have some of that coming up. But so you're going to be at the St. Paul Ice Show, and you have dealers there. And where could people? I know there's a huge list of where this stuff's being sold. Could you give us just a quick list where someone needs to find this to buy it?
You bet. So obviously the website, fisharmorusa.com. On the website, if you're looking to touch something, feel something, and you want to see it in real life, there is a dealer finder on the website, so you can search for that in your area. We're at about 35, I think it might be 38 now, dealers or so across mostly the Midwest. So Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, Iowa. We've got a pretty good smattering across the ice belt. So if you
Sweet.
want to see it, look it up. As Bro said, we will be at the show coming up here in St. Paul. And gosh, that's just right around the corner, isn't it?
It is 5th, 6th, 7th, the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll definitely be there, and we'll shoot some videos out of your booth there. And just come on down, bring some questions, and make sure to load up on fish armor while it's still here, because I think the stuff is going to sell out really fast.
Yeah.
That show is crazy. But thanks for coming on, Brad, and everybody. Don't forget to get your fish armor. It enables you to take your electronics off your boat and use it on the ice. So we'll see you. Thanks for coming on, Brad.
I appreciate
Have a
it.
great
Thanks,
night.
bro.
So everybody, check that out. And fish armor, I seen at Timberline Sports in Black Duck, they had a fish armor shuttle. So really cool stuff. Now coming up next on one of my first times to have him on the show, but not the first time I've needed him to do stuff. Tim Winterhalter is probably one of the most knowledgeable hummingbird guys on the planet, and everybody calls him. And this guy is amazing. So I'm bringing him on to talk about the new Explore, which won Best of Show at ICAST for electronics for great reasons. Hey, Brooke, bring on Tim, and let's. It's time to talk about technology. But before we go on here, I got one quick thing where we got a huge giveaway. Thanks to Jace Peterson, Charlie Peterson for putting this together. A Bro Ice Kit, Northland Bro Ice Kit. You're styling with a really cool Northland hat, tungsten spoons and jigs, everything you need to get started. Just a big pile of stuff there. So good luck. That's at the end of the show. And then razor some holes with a Razor ultralight auger. Make sure to like, share, comment, and we're getting into the technology side of the ice version of Bro Roadshow. So, Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very good, Brett. How
You know, my favorite thing is, when we're talking ice, it's Tim Winterhalter. You love winter. It's in your blood.
Yep, come from the Black Forest in Germany.
There you go. Well, so I talk about how great the Mega Live 2 is, and the distance and target separation and everything. There's so much that you use on this that I've never seen, because it's super high tech stuff. So like Lasso, explain to people what Lasso is.
Well, basically, it's what we call draw to select. So you can have a map up on the screen. You can put down 3, 4, 5 waypoints, or have waypoints from the summer that you want to move over to your phone, or you want to move to a group, or you want to edit them. You can just hit draw to select, circle all the stuff on the screen, and be able to export it to an SD card, to another graph, to your phone in seconds. So
I love that.
Super useful.
I'm gonna pull up the One Boat Network is the really cool little app, and it gives you a prompt of what you want to do from your. You could run your motors and everything, but from a chart view, you could pick whatever you want to do. But like there, I've got charts, and one thing with One Boat Network, if you punch in a waypoint, it's proprietary. It doesn't go viral. I had someone the other day tell me, why is everybody in all my spots? A guy over by Bemidji. And because he punched it in on a viral map that shows everybody in the world. And
where the One Boat Network, for $24.99 a year, you get all the Wakemaster maps in all of North America on your phone, either Android or Apple.
That's just amazing. And so you could lasso the stuff right to your phone.
Yep.
And you can see mine's all cracked up. It's still surviving.
And you can export it right to your graph. You can even take stuff that's on your graph, lasso it on your graph, send it to your phone while you're in the house, edit them, change the color, change the icon, give it a different name, and then send it back to your graph, and it'll update your graph, and it does it all in like a second.
That's just amazing. And with Bluetooth, you can talk to your graph. You can
Yes.
wire information to it back and forth.
Yes.
And I'm kind of in an area that's a little bit tougher on that stuff. We have transponders, but anytime I get near town, it's just amazing for updates. And updates mean more stuff, more tricks. So you want to update. You get more fun things to do with your graphs. And so we talked about that. I have some pictures here you had last ice season where you could actually see the slush under the hole. Brooke, there it is right there. Look at that. You can see the slush under the hole, and it looks like there's some brush, some logs down there. Is that crop?
Right at about the 10-foot mark is where his hole actually was drilled, and the slush had actually slid over to the right after he took a couple of these pictures.
Wow.
And you can see the fish sitting in the little depression. You can see the brush, and you can see the tree way out to the right that's on the bottom with a fish behind it.
That's amazing. I found out just by touching the screen here when I was fishing under the boat. I had some walleyes down there, just some eaters, and you could touch the fish and hit plus. You could zoom in.
Yes, you can zoom in now on Mega Live, and it works awesome. You can just pinch to zoom and zoom right in on your area you want to look at.
I think that's incredible, and a lot of the Buzz has been talking about how it's just simple. You just got the face, and you've got the Mega Live 2, and you don't need a black box.
Correct. Simple rigging.
Simple rigging. So the one thing I was going to ask you, as far as distances, what kind of distances have you been seeing when you're looking for walleyes or crappies? How far do you usually go?
I usually run it probably 80, 90 feet, but it'll go out to 120. Even you saw in that picture I had up there how that tree was out there 100 plus feet, and you could see it clearly all the way to the bottom. But yeah, you can see out easily 100 feet, no problem, to see your crappies and mark waypoints where they are or whatever, and be able to get right on those fish.
That's an incredible thing too. I've actually used that where I've seen a couple of standing timbers, and I marked them. And from a distance, and you can go right to them and right on top of them. That's just incredible technology. But so now, Humminbird Explorer Best of Show at ICAST. Let's talk about that a little bit now. So remember, this is not just ice fishing. So when you're asking your spouse whether it's the husband that wants to go fishing, or maybe the wife is the fishing gal, it's easier to get permission when you could use it in open water on your boat. And so this will run your trolling motor.
Correct.
And so
let's network with every graph in your boat. Like me, I run 5 graphs and everything's networked together. I mark a waypoint. It shows up on all of them. I share a map chip between all of them. I don't have to buy a map chip for each graph. I can share it.
And it comes with that. No, doesn't it preloaded?
The Explorer comes with a preloaded chip of all of North America and all the coastal waters. And our new Apex that's coming out this winter is going to be $600 less, and it's going to have that same preloaded chip in it.
Wow, that's amazing that all that stuff comes with it. And we have questions coming in. Does a touchscreen get cold? Isn't that heated?
It isn't heated much, but you can use touchscreen or buttons. It has both capabilities on it when you're running it. It's a cross-touch feature on all Apex and Solix and Explorers.
Well, and what I liked about it, and I used it last year, I had it to about 40 below zero, and I never had any troubles with the touchscreen. And sometimes I'm using just a few screens because I have it in forward-facing sonar, even when I'm looking down, because I can zoom in. And but if I go straight down, the details are probably the best in straight down mode of anything on the market, and without any lag time. That's something I noticed.
Quad-core processor, super fast. That card that we have all the lake maps for all of North America on is basically 128 gigabyte card instead of the old 32 gig like we used to have. It's that much bigger processor, so much faster.
And here's a great question. I'm glad you're here because I wouldn't know. Can you use a regular transducer with the Explorer on the ice?
We have a new ice deucer that just came out this fall. It's $129 retail. It's a 14-pin chirp transducer.
Okay, now I wasn't aware, so I'm glad Tim's here. And so, yes, you can. You can use an ice transducer, and I will get it too, because there are times, like when we fish certain lakes that have giant perch with Justin Safa,
Mhm.
those perch seem to not like forward, whether it's the competitor, but they don't mind too much the birds. But sometimes you switch from your forward facing or down facing to the
Yep.
transducer,
Yep.
and you see them come in, you switch. That's going to be very interesting and very helpful for those pressured
And
waters.
you can run either or too. So you can run the 2D or the forward facing, because the forward facing is an Ethernet accessory. It's not hooked to your transducer port, so it's independent. So, and you can shut the pinging off on your forward facing if you want, right on the touch screen, and just run your 2D if you want to do that.
Yeah, so just for people who are new to Humminbird,
Mhm.
explain that. So, like other graphs out there, their sonar is and their forward facing is on the same wavelength.
Uh-huh.
Hummingbird's different. So explain that again.
Yeah, the Humminbird, if you go to get the chirp transducer, it runs from 140 to 240 kilohertz. The Mega Live runs on a much higher frequency, around a gigabyte, so 1,000 megabytes. So it works a lot better for real high resolution because it's super high frequency. The lower frequency, the regular chirp 2D transducer that we're used to seeing, is now 100 frequencies, and you can pick different frequency bands when you run it so you don't interfere with people near you too.
That's there's something to be said. If your screen don't look like Tim Winterhalter's screen,
Yeah.
then you better start playing with it, because
Yeah.
it's all the solutions are right there in. And I
Yeah.
found that contrast
Mm-hmm.
and is super important, or letting the computer run
Yep.
it for you. There's an auto mode.
Yes, there is, correct. And you can clean that up a lot on that Mega Live and make it look just crystal clear, just black as black in the background, and just your fish and just your weeds or just your trees or brush piles, and they show up just clear as a bell on an Explorer. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, what I like about it is when I first got it, we have a lot of insect life up here. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
is incredible in the winter.
Yep.
We have tannin stained lakes, the backstroke beetles, the daphnia, the bloodworms, everything's swimming around like soup.
Yep.
And literally, there's so much insect life. You wonder why they're even biting on our stuff, or even the clouds of perch that come in.
Yep.
There's so many perch. It
Yep.
just looks like a hailstorm. But with all of these tricks that you could do, automated systems, you can get rid of all that.
And a lot of it's right on the touch screen. Now you don't have to go into the menus or anything. It's just right on the touch screen. One button push and you're done.
That's what I like about the simplicity of it.
Yep.
And you can have your favorites and you can do stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
in ice fishing, I'm only going to use so many things, but
Correct.
it's the stuff you could do with this is amazing. This is like from fresh to water to ice to
Yep.
salt water,
Yep.
and yeah, pretty amazing stuff. And so maybe we can get another thing up here. I was out fishing bluegills the other day, and I have a picture of a bluegill with the bluegills on the screen in the background. You can see here, just incredible. You could count every single one of them.
Yep.
And that's in forward facing mode. So if I go in down mode, I mean, you can almost see the rays on their spines.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. But I was using a 1/32 ounce jig, and
Mm-hmm.
it was amazing watching and tracking these fish. And so that's the same one I'm going to use on the ice. Pretty
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, the technology is amazing, but they made it easy to use. That's the best part of it. What most people call more complicated, it actually made it easier. It's basically went from a flip phone to an iPhone. The new one is so much faster, pinch to zoom, able have all the maps on one card on the unit. All of it makes it simpler and easier to run than the old Helix units, but the price point is at the price point of the old Helix units. So the 9, 10, and 12 Helix are what the price point is for the 9, 10, and 12 Explorer.
What I like about it also, for if someone's in the market for the whole works, because you got to get a Mega Live 2 transducer like this, they've made it easy. It comes with this transducer and the sonar unit itself, and
Yep.
you pick out your shuttle and your
Correct.
pro pole. So
Yep.
I seen that. I got that. Really cool. So they're like, okay, you just get the shuttle you want.
Yep.
This is what you get: transducer and this, and it comes with everything you need.
And they have some really, really good deals for up until December 1st here on those Explorer units. The 10 and 12 with the Mega Live Deucer are $500 off. The 9 is $400 off. And you get both the Mega Live 2 and the Explorer unit.
Okay, and that's this weekend.
It's this weekend. It's Black
Starting
Friday
tomorrow?
sale goes till December
Black
1st.
Friday. So
Yep.
remember that, everybody. Black Friday Humminbird sale. Say it again so everybody is clear.
On the Explorers 10 and 12, they're giving you $500 off so it's the bundle of the Mega Live 2 and the unit, and the 9 is $100 less, so it's $400 off with the 2. They also have some good deals on the trolling motors for some of the summer stuff, $300 to $500 off on select Tarovas and Ultrexes. So they're running a lot of cool, special deals for Friday after Thanksgiving and going through December 1st.
Well, that's great. What is the battery life, the number of hours per day? Let's say on your average, let's say an amped battery that's they have 12-volt.
Yeah, they'll usually run 32 amp hour batteries in it, or even some of them run 52 amp hour, but most run a 32 amp hour, and they'll get anywhere from 12 to 15 hours off that with forward facing and everything running.
That's fantastic, and I got one right
At
here.
the last retail thing I was at.
There's a 32 amp hour amped lithium battery, and when you go to the show, this booth is just across the way from the Humminbird booth, and Brad's booth is upstairs.
Yep.
You can walk out of there and go nuclear on the lake. I'm telling you, this is like, I feel like I grew up as a caveman but I love the Humminbird Ice 55 flasher, and I hang on to it because it's nostalgic, but this stuff is so incredible if you use it the way you can. Target stuff on your phone and do all your homework here and then put it on there. Have you marked stuff on your phone and then dumped it onto your unit?
Yeah. It takes seconds. It's just incredible. You Bluetooth, you set up the One Boat Network on your graph to your phone, and you just export them from your phone, and boom, it's on. It comes up on your Explorer and says, "Hey, do you want to transfer this?" Yes, and boom, it's on there. And you can update waypoints too. You can update names, colors on your phone quickly and easily, and update them on your graph very fast.
And definitely, I could tell you, in the boat as I'm guiding in the summertime, the younger crowd, the little dudes and gals, they are incredible at computer stuff, and this is right up their alley. They can walk up to my Explorer and never seen it before, and this younger generations can just get right into it, and they know exactly where to go without ever seeing it before. But if you're a little long in the tooth like me, I have to look at it, stare at it, and hit it a little bit. But
well, going backwards to our old button push helixes, it's such an advancement. It's so much quicker, easier, efficient. It revolutionizes the use of electronics on ice and on your boat.
And I gotta say, I've always wanted big screens. Put a big screen on your side by side or your snowmobile. There's a new renaissance for me. I want the small screen. I want a 9-inch screen. I don't want a gigantic screen on the ice. I mean, it's lopsided when you carry it. I'm excited to put the 9-inch screen, take it out of the boat. I guess I'm finally done. It's like the North Pole up here right now. Just hurling wind and cold and just lovely. This is 100%. Great stuff. But I'm going to go with the 9-inch screen, and I'm going to have that for my clients this winter. So if you're listening, you better get booked because I got some really cool toys here. And there's a Humminbird will be at the St. Paul Ice Show. Will they be at the Wisconsin show, the great big one there?
Yeah, I'm actually going to that one too with a different retailer. But we'll be at both. And
then which unit can you hook up to a TV? Is that still the Apex?
Still Apex only because it has HDMI in and out.
Yeah, so if you're going to do the fish house big screen TV, you want to get the Apex, and they make Apex in small. What's the smallest Apex you can get?
13, 16, and 19. And they've dropped the retail price by $600 this year and given you that same chip that's in the Explorer in the Apex now.
And there's an update that I did on an Apex that gives you all the Explorer really cool stuff. And I gotta say, those Explorers are super fast startup, and I'm super impressed. And there's a reason they won at ICAST, and that's against all the electronics companies in the world. So that's something to be said. And good job, Humminbird. Real quick, let's talk about early ice tips and techniques for getting on fish. And one of the things when I'm looking on the phone, and you do too, when you're going to go, I'm sure you're looking for the closest access point, because we're walking out usually. It's 4 inches of ice, and so that's one of the reasons that you get One Boat Network from your app store on your phone, and then you look for the closest place you could publicly walk out and park. And then you could actually mark spots before you go. But when I go, it's kind of, I have my I like using my spoon hopping rod here, and then this I also have a this is a spoon hopper, and I like using thumper spoons. That's one of my favorite early ice spoons. If I'm fishing big waters like Leech and Cass or Winnie, I love that sneeze pattern, Wonder Bread, and I do a 2-prong approach. I'll have that, and then of course a smaller tungsten forage spoon, just for feeding them T-bone minnows or minnow heads and waxworms. You're going to be envious, but I already have 1,000 maggots in my fridge. I just got them from Vados, and I am ready.
One little trick too that I'll tell you, that's something I've been doing for a number of years, is using our AutoChart Live system, our self-mapping. And I go out and turn on the vegetation layer, and I go out and map the vegetation so I can be on the very tip of that weed point, or right where that clump of weeds is, and I can have it overlaying on my map, showing me where the weeds were in the fall right before it iced up.
So explain that. How do people access that, like almost photographic thing like that?
You can just go in the menu with the chart on it and hit the menu button in the upper right on the Explorer and go to AutoChart Live, and then go in the AutoChart Live menus and turn on the vegetation highlights, and it'll actually map the depth and the vegetation, and you can overlay it over your map.
Remember that, all you panfish guys out there, if you have a lake with bluegills, and sometimes they're basin oriented, but there's some farm ponds in Iowa. If they can find that weed bed, or if you're in the Dakotas, you can find where the brush line ends. And then in Minnesota here, I'm on shallow lakes first. Don't tell me about deep lakes. I don't care. I'm in the shallowest access point because I want to stay up on top. And as ice starts aging and gets older on all the lakes and thicker, then the mad dash is on. The big race to all the structures, because the first time you open it is the best fishing of the year. The second time is go to another spot.
100%.
The home bodies get caught, all the home body walleyes that imprint. And then spear fishing is super popular for pike in the area. And those guys, they're savvy. They know what they're doing. They can spear, but they can angle out of their houses. And what else is in weeds where people spear? What do the pike eat? Oh, they love big perch. They like sunfish, crappies. And the walleyes might not be down deep yet. They're still, first ice is the late fall bite. It continued under the ice.
Correct.
But it's been great here. I better I can go longer, but I know people are probably thinking about going having a pop or some apple pie or something. And but Tim, I appreciate having you. I got to have you again, and we got to think of some more stuff. But if anybody's going to the St. Paul Ice Show, stop at the Humminbird booth. I'll be there shooting videos, and Tim will be there with a bunch of experts in the business that are going to walk you through it so you can touch it, feel it, press the buttons, look at it. Then you can go over to the Amped Outdoor booth. Then you can go to the Fish Armor booth. And don't forget, along the way, to graze on Fish Monkey gloves and socks as you're going through, and all the other products. Northland will be right across or on the back side of the Humminbird booth. So if you wonder where Northland is, they're at the Humminbird guys' back. They're on the back side. And stop down. Would love to talk to everybody. We'll see you at the St. Paul Ice Show, 5th, 6th, 7th. And come on down, buy some stuff. Stop at Cassetta's.
Yeah.
They got all that delicious food there. Oh, my goodness. I'll have to go off my diet for that. But I want to thank you for coming, of course, and thank my producer, Brooke Drace, for being my AI. And we're going to get the giveaway, so hang on. I want to thank Heather Brosdahl, Retro Heather, for her creative marketing. And then, of course, Chesterburg Toyota. Just a great place. Super, super cool place. Great people. Great trucks, cars. Toyota, man, it's gold. And stop and say hi to Brian and the gang. And when you're in the area, in Black Duck, Minnesota, on the way to Red, gonna go hit that ice on Red or Lake of the Woods or around the Black Duck area itself, stop in at Timberline Sports and Convenience in Black Duck. Everything we talk about is there. You want to get a Humminbird Explorer and put it on a Fish Armor shuttle? He's got it there. He's got Fish Monkey stuff there. He's got huge Northland display. So get out there. And I also want to thank Nick Cox from Razor Augers for the auger giveaway and donation. Jace Peterson and Charlie Peterson for putting together the Bro Ice Kit. So everybody, we have the winner now. The winner is Chris Weichert. Chris Weichert, you are the winner. Congratulations. Leave your address so that we can get this stuff out to you, get to the companies and get it out to you. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. We're going to do a deep dive next week on ice, more tips and tricks, and I'm going to have some updates. But thanks for coming out, Tim, everybody, and Brad Kolstead for coming on the show. Everybody have a great night and good luck in the rest of your deer.